What's up, everybody? Today we're going to talk about spring break in Colorado. March is the snowiest month on record in Colorado historically, but we have spring breaks. Almost all of our schools are on spring break in the month of March. We're going to talk about why, some things to do, and we're going to get into it now. So what's up? My name's Jeremy Kane with Living in the Denver Suburbs. Thanks so much for tuning in. As always, please like, comment, subscribe. Would be happy to talk to you about Denver and Colorado and all the things, but since it's spring break, my kids are on spring break. I'm actually leaving Colorado tomorrow for spring break, but super excited to just talk about these kind of off the wall kind of ideas and things, some obvious ones, and we'll get into it. If you know somebody who's visiting Colorado or is thinking about moving to Colorado, please connect them with me. I would love to talk shop, see how I can be of assistance to them. I am a real estate agent, but I love talking all things living in the Denver suburbs. So let's get into it. So first things first, we're going to talk about skiing. I think that is the main reason why Colorado schools pretty much clear their spring break in the month of March. With it being the snowiest month in the state, usually historically, it's still very accessible to get up to the mountains and ski. There was just an article in the Denver Post the other day talking about the ski resorts being open well into the spring. Some ski resorts try and stay open until 4th of July. I know it gets a little sketchy up there with the slush and things as it melts off, but definitely skiing is something to be said. If skiing's not your thing, definitely those ski towns are always hopping around spring break, as so many people, from Colorado get up there to ski, and obviously people travel from all around. So I think that's why Denver's spring breaks and Colorado's spring breaks happens in March, because I talk to a lot of friends and colleagues of mine on the East Coast, and they're usually in April. Even in Utah, I talked to somebody today, and their spring breaks in April. So just something to consider. That's what it is. But if skiing's not your thing, I'm a Colorado native and I have bad knees, so I don't ski. There's all kinds of hot springs in the mountain towns, and that's a super cool option. Natural hot springs. There's obviously the hot spring pools in Glenwood, but that's definitely something to really look into if maybe you did have a rough day of skiing. You need to soak in some warm water and heal up. That's definitely always an option. All right, so some of those hot springs of note: Mount Princeton, the Glenwood Springs Hot Springs, and Ouray. I know there's Strawberry Springs, and there's Steamboat, and Idaho Springs all have kind of some hot springs, so definitely check those out. Super cool. Some, especially in Glenwood, they have some intricate salt ones and different kind of natural hot springs that are really kind of unique and something cool to do. Some of them are too hot for kids. Some of them have kids everywhere. Just kind of depends, but the hot springs is definitely something to look into if you're looking for something a little bit different to do on spring break in Colorado. It's nice because in the mountains, typically the weather's pretty chilly, so you have that nice contrast. You can warm up in the hot springs, but make sure you have your towel or robe close, because it is pretty cold once you get out into the elements, of course. So that's that. One kind of hidden gem is Southwest Colorado, starting off kind of with the Gunnison Black Canyon area. That's maybe not Southwest all the way, but it's down that direction. You always have Royal Gorge, and then you have, the deep Southwest Colorado, Mesa Verde, the sand dunes, and then if you want to get all the way out, Four Corners, where you can stand in four states at one time: New Mexico, Arizona, Colorado, and Utah. Definitely some things to do. Typically, Southwest Colorado has a little bit warmer climate, not as much snow. It does still snow. It's not complete desert down there, but definitely something to consider during spring break with the weather being nicer and that kind of stuff going on. So I know that I took a road trip down to spring break back in the day, and it was kind of crazy. It felt like a different state. The mountains look different. It's a little bit warmer, like I said, and there's all kinds of stuff to do, in these mountain towns, whether you're Southwest Colorado, maybe it's ATVs and that kind of stuff. It might be mud season already there. So you can get muddy and kind of get some mud on the tires, if you know what I mean. Those mountain towns also that are more snowy. Definitely have some good snowmobile trails, cross-country skiing, snowshoeing, and that. The final thing we're going to talk about is you can tour ghost towns. And I actually didn't know this, but I was reading this article. Colorado's home to 1,500 ghost towns for public touring, which is a lot when you really think about it. But they're usually these just small little, quaint one-off areas that were huge in the mining time. So there's a lot of, mine shafts and hiking and jeeping that you can do around those areas. Some of the most popular ones, and I've never been a ghost town person, but just reading from this article, Arrow, Teller City, St. Elmo, Deerfield, Ashcroft, and Independence. So definitely Google those, maybe do a ghost tour in a day tour. You can kind of walk through some of these abandoned towns, so to speak, just little small, kind of hole in the wall, so to speak, towns that definitely have some history. You could freak yourself out. You could learn some stuff. You can do all the things in those ghost towns. So definitely if you do that, take pictures, tag them in the comments. Would be happy to hear. If I missed one that you think is better than these ones, definitely comment that below. But yeah, with all that said, you can tell Colorado's a little bit different, kind of spring break atmosphere because it happens early in March. It can snow March, April. It snowed in June in the mountains here recently. So that's kind of Colorado. It's not your MTV spring break pool party. If you're going to do that, you might want to be indoors at one of our rec centers or something like that. Not quite the same as the spring breaks you saw on MTV. So yeah, check it out. Let me know if I missed something. Let me know what you're doing. The cool part about all of these things that I mentioned, it's not like a sellout kind of thing. Most of them you can get a day pass or whatever. Obviously lift tickets and stuff for skiing might be a little more expensive. And some of the things might require equipment, but typically you're able to do it. So if you're running late, if this is halfway through your spring break, as it is my kids, maybe you're checking out, some of these things, you hop in the car, you can still salvage a day trip or two, get away for the weekend and check some of these cool things out and enjoy what Colorado has to offer for spring break, as it's a little bit different than you see on MTV. So again, my name's Jeremy Kane. If you have any questions or you're thinking about moving to somewhere in the Denver and the suburbs or the mountain towns, I can help everybody across Colorado. I am licensed in the whole state and have colleagues all around the state that are absolutely ready to help you. So if you have any questions about what I talked about today, or you want to talk about real estate, shoot me a comment below and would love to help you anytime. So I hope you have a great night and stay warm. If you're in Colorado, I'm going to Arizona for spring break to get away because it's been a cold winter. Thanks a lot. Have a good one. Bye-bye.